Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your boy, the Kryptonian saying, bringing you a review for One Piece, chapter 163, and the cover story for this one, really big plot twist. So, Django looks like he's been arrested. So, kind of interesting to see where that's actually going, man. Like, I thought for sure there was going to be some type of alliance. You know, I'm hyped because you guys say that, like, there's alliances once you get to a Grand Line. And I hadn't really seen anything just yet. You could kind of say the Vivi thing is an alliance, but now that I think about that is an alliance, even though she isn't directly in the crew. So I guess I can kind of rock with that. But it's this one shot right here that really just makes the chapter for me, and the reason why is on a personal level. A lot of my values and beliefs can be summed up in this image right here. You see that? Vivi got her ass whooped. Now, I am not advocating that you should hit women and girls and all this other stuff. That is not what I'm saying. But I'm talking about the bigger message that is in One Piece for this chapter altogether. And that's this. It doesn't matter what your status is. It doesn't matter what your gender is. At the end of the day, people are people. You treat them the same regardless. And I think especially in this society that we have now, it is so easy to not do that because you're worried about being PC, politically correct. You don't want to offend somebody. And I like what Koza did. You know, when Vivi, called him a crybaby, right? And she had her arms crossed. I'm willing to bet you that Koza was the first person who treated Vivi like a regular person and didn't take any shit from her. Okay? I like how they showed Vivi as being a little bit of a spoiled brat during that one scene. And the reason why I like that is it's a stark contrast to what we see in Vivi right now. Right now in the One Piece series, Vivi, she's, this wise person, this princess with a lot of potential. It was even hinted when they ran into Koza's father, and he's like, "Oh, Princess Vivi, I'm still loyal to the king, and the king would never do this, and you've got to become a great princess." Like, all the hype was there. So just to see this role reversal, really good. I like that. I like that aspect. This is what I'm talking about when I say, when you write, one of the things you want to do is every now and then, not all the time, but just when your readers feel like they have a good idea who the character is, to just do something to switch it up to make them go, "Oh shit, I didn't see that coming," or "Wow, I didn't know they used to be like this." Like little small things like that, that makes it work. And getting back into the whole Vivi thing, like a big part of the reason why I thought that was cool as fuck, okay, is we see the shots where, she's kind of fighting, and I like how everyone was going, "Oh man, we gotta kill this dude because he put hands on Vivi. How dare he treat her like this?" And what we see is Vivi is really proud of herself, and she settles for being second, okay? And I like seeing that simply for the fact that it shows that for Vivi, at the end of the day, she got what she was looking for. She got recognition. She's building a rapport with these people. I like seeing that, and it shows how she could be a different type of leader. I've said before, there are different types of leader, and Vivi is the type of person who will just get out there and get her hands dirty right there with you, and we see where it comes from. It comes from the fact that she was made second in command, that she called Koza the chief, and she was interacting with peasants, and even, I'm guessing that's Koza's mother or some type of female relative, but she even points out, well, this just shows you we're in a peaceful time, because what princess interacts with peasants and comes and goes amongst peasants? Nice, because normally when you read fantasy and just any type of historical fiction or historical documents, period, a lot of times you have royalty figures like Vivi. There's a disconnect with the people. So I liked what Oda's doing in this. Like, I'm a big fan of historical fiction. I can't write it for shit because I don't have the patience to do the research on it, but I like reading it, and this is something that I could have seen in one of the novels that I've read. So this was pretty good, pretty interesting. Now to get off of that, because I could do a whole video on why we should be treating both genders the same and not giving passes regardless of ethnicity or gender or sexuality, like whatever, okay? Like getting off of that. The other thing about this chapter is I like how when they finally get to the destination, there's a sandstorm. And right away, I like how they kind of look towards Vivi to see what they needed to do. But then once the sandstorm cleared, it was like, oh, there's no water here. And that was the whole reason why they were moving forward, because they were trying to get to a place where they knew there was water. And that's when Koza's father says, well, I'll take you in as long as you're not rebels, as long as you're not helping the rebels. And I like how Luffy says, oh, but she's not a princess. And it's just like, dude, you just gave her away. Like, Luffy is probably the worst person in terms of keeping secrets, like that's the vibe I'm getting. Luffy is more like, kind of like me. Like once he gets in his mind that he's gonna go into gear, there's really no stopping him. Like it's not like first, second, third, fourth, fifth gear where you kind of work your way through. Luffy is just stuck in gear. That's all it is. So I like seeing that, but at the same time, I could see how this would kind of blow up in his face as they get close to the crocodile. And speaking of that ending, I'm really wondering, like I had a feeling because we didn't see Koza when his father was introduced. And I know you guys say, oh, in One Piece, don't look for death because you're not dead till you see the body. Well, there's no body right now. And speaking of bodies, like I have a Naruto video that I'm getting ready to put out this week. It should be up by the time you guys see this video, but it's over like the Boruto chapter, and basically Naruto, I think the dude's dead, but there's no body. And Naruto really doesn't follow that logic with One Piece until you see the body. The person isn't really dead. And so I don't know if this is the thing of like me having read too much of Naruto and just kind of expecting the death at this point. But I'm really thinking that this Koza dude, I'm really thinking that he's probably dead. I don't know if it's because he stands in front of these two men that are looking for Vivi, men who likely work for Crocodile, because if I'm not mistaken, this should be about the same time that Crocodile shows up, because he used that rain powder, and Koza's father was saying like, well, my son, forgive him, and the whole reason why Koza was there is because the villagers are suffering, and Vivi's father was willing to cut back on how much water they use at the palace and just in the palace area, and willing to raise money for the villagers. So I like that, and I'm thinking that's probably where Oda's going with this. But I just like how we just see all the different character dynamics in this. This was really, really good. But overall, like I said, another steady chapter. It really feels like we're building towards something on this. So guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. As always, if you like anything I had to say, make sure you hit that like button, comment, rate, subscribe, share. I greatly
「